Peace. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build or destroy. Born cipher. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness. The 12 jewels. Alphabet, Allah, born, C, divine, equality, Father, God, He, Her, Islam, justice, King, kingdom, love, hella, right, master, now, nation, end, cipher, power, Queen, quarter, ruler, self, savior, truth, square, U, universe, V, victory, W, wisdom, wise warrior, X, unknown, Y, Z, zigzag, zig, or zigzag, Z. Following questions must be answered 100% before submittance to student is said lesson. Number 1, who is the original man? Original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. Who is the colored man? Colored man is Caucasian white man or Yakub's grafted devil of the planet Earth. What is the total population of original nation here in the wilderness of North America and all over planet Earth? Total population of original nation here in the wilderness of North America is 17 million, with 2 million Indians make a total of 19 million. All over planet Earth is 4,400,000,000. What is the total population of the colored people here in the wilderness of North America and all over planet Earth? Total population of the colored people here in the wilderness of North America is 103 million. All over planet Earth is 400 million. What is the exact square miles of useful land used every day by the total population of planet Earth? Exact square miles of useful land used every day by the total population of planet Earth is 29 million square miles. How much of this useful land is used by the original man? Original man uses 23 million square miles. How much of this useful land is used by the colored man? Colored man uses 6 million square miles. What is the said birth record of the Nation of Islam? Nation Islam has no said birth record. It has no beginning nor ending. It's older than the sun, moon, and star. What is the said birth record nation? What is the birth record of said nations other than in Islam? Buddhism is 35,000 years old. Christianity is 551 years old. That's the 1 to 10. 1 to 36. My name is W.F. Muhammad. I came to the wilderness of North America by myself. My uncle was brought here by the slave trader 379 years ago. My uncle does not know how to speak his old language. He does not know that he's my uncle. He likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. Why does he like the devil? Because the devil planted fear in him when he's a little boy. Why does he fear now that he's a big man? Because the devil taught him how to eat the wrong foods. Does that have anything to do with the above question number 10? Yes, it makes him other than his own self. What is his own self? His own self is a righteous Muslim. Are there any Muslims other than righteous? I beg your pardon, I've never heard of one. Approximately how many Muslim sons are there in the wilderness of North America? Approximately 3 million. Approximately how many original Muslims are there in the wilderness of North America? A little over 17 million. You mean to say some of the 17 million do not know they're original Muslims? Yes, sir. They'll hardly believe that unless they were blind, deaf, and dumb. Well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb when they were babies by the devil. Can the devil fool a Muslim? Yes, but not nowadays. Or no, not nowadays. You mean to say the devil fooled them 379 years ago? Yes. The trader made it into orientation that they received gold for their labor, more than they were earning in their old country. And did they receive gold? No. The trader disappeared and there was no one there that could speak their language. Then what happened? Well, they wanted to go back to their own country, but they cannot swim the 9,000 miles. Why didn't their own people come and get them? Because their own people didn't know they were here. When did their own people learn they were here? Approximately 60 years ago. And that's 136. 1 to 14. Why isn't the devil settled in the best part of the planet Earth? Because the earth belongs to the original black man, and knowing that the devil was weak and wicked, and there'd be no peace among them, he put him out on the worst part and kept the best part preserved for himself ever since he made it. The best part is Arabia and the holy city Mecca. Color man Caucasian is the devil. Arabia is in the far east and is bordered by the Indian Ocean on the south. Why do we let a half original man like Columbus discover the poor part of the planet Earth? Because the original... Why did Musa, number 2, why did Musa have a hard time to civilize the devil in 2000 BC? Because he is a savage. A savage means a person who's lost all knowledge of himself, is living a beast life. Musa, half original man, the prophet. 2000 BC means before Christ. In the Asiatic world, it's the year 11,000. Civilized means to teach knowledge and wisdom to all the human family of the planet Earth. Now we have 3. Why do we let a half original man like Columbus discover the poor part of the planet Earth? Because the original black man is God and owner of the earth and knows every square inch of it, chosen for himself the best part, and did not care about the poor part. Columbus, half original man, was born in Italy, which is south of Europe. His full name is Christopher Columbus. The place he discovered was North America. He found the Indians here were exiled 16,000 years ago from India. They are original people. And before, culture degree. Why do we run Yakub, it is made devil, from the root of civilization over the hot Arabian desert and the caves of West Asia is now called Europe? What is the meaning of EU and ROPE? How long ago? What did devils bring with them? What kind of life did they live there back then? How long before Musa came to teach them some of the forgotten technology? The answer: because they were causing trouble amongst the righteous people, accusing them, telling lies, causing them to fight and kill one another. Yakub was the original black man who was the father of devil. He taught the devils to do this devilishment. The root of civilization is in Arabia at the holy city Mecca, which means where the knowledge and wisdom of the original man first started when the planet was first founded. We ran them over the hot Arabian desert. We took everything from them except their language. We made them walk every step of the way. It was 2,200 miles. He went savage and lived in the caves of Europe. EU means hillside and ROPE means rope to bind in. It was 6,019 years ago. Musa came 2,000 years later to teach them how to live respectable life, how to build a home for himself, and some of the forgotten technology Yakub taught them, which was devilishment, telling lies, stealing, cheating, and how to master the original man. Musa was a half original man and also a prophet who was predicted by the 23 scientists in year 1, 15,019 years ago. Why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? Because one of our righteous brothers who was a prophet by the name of Jesus was buried there, and they used his name to shield their dirty religion, which is called Christianity, to deceive the people so they would believe in them. Jesus' teaching was not Christianity, it was freedom, justice, and equality. Jerusalem is in Palestine, which is in Asia Minor. Jerusalem is a name given by the Jews, which means founded in peace, and was first built by the original man and was called Salem, Jebus, and Oriel. We took the city from the devil about 750 years ago. 6, why does the devil teach and keep our people so illiterate? So we can use them as a tool and also as a slave. He keeps them blinded to themselves so we can master them. Illiterate means ignorant. 7, why does the devil call our people Africans? To make our people in North America believe the people of that continent are the only people we have and they're all savages. He set up a trading post in the jungle of that continent. The original people live in this continent. They were ones who strayed from civilization and live in jungle life. The original people call this continent Asia, but the devil calls it Africa to try to divide them. He wants us to think that we are all different. Why does the devil keep our people apart from his own social equality? Because he doesn't want us to know how filthy he is and all his affairs. He's afraid if we learn about him, we will run him from amongst us. Social means to advocate society men or a group of men for one common cause. Equality means to deal equal in everything. Number 9. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag known in the universe? And why must he add a sword to the upper part of the holy and greatest universal flag of Islam? To clean himself up. Muslim does not love the devil regardless to how long he studies. After he's devoted 35 to 50 years trying to learn how to do like the original man, we'll allow him to come amongst us and do his trading, and we'll not kill him as fast as we would the other devils. That is, those that have not gone under this study. After he's gone through this labor for 35 to 50 years, allow him to call himself a Muslim son, wear a holy flag which is the sun, moon, and star. Must has a sword to the upper part. Sword is an emblem of justice used by the original man in Muhammad's time. Thus, it is placed the upper part of the flag so the devil can always see it. So keep in mind, anytime he reveals this secret, that we gave him this chance to come amongst us and clean himself up, his head will be taken off by the sword. The holy flag of Islam is the greatest and only flag known in the universe. The universe is everything. The sun, moon, and stars. They are planets. Planets, anything made or grown from the beginning. Holy is anything that's not been mixed, diluted, or tampered with in any form. Why does Muhammad and any Muslim murder the devil? What is the duty of each Muslim in regard to 4 devils, and what reward does a Muslim receive by having and presenting 4 devils' heads at one time? Because the devil is 100% weak and wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam. His ways and actions are like those of a snake of the grafted type. So Muhammad learned he could not reform them, so they must be murdered. Because he's a snake, so allowed to live, he will surely sting someone else. Each Muslim is required to bring 4 devils, and by having and presenting 4 devils' heads at one time, will receive a reward of a button to wear in the lapel of his coat and free transportation to the holy city Mecca to see their brother Muhammad. Number 10, 11, have you not heard that your word shall be bond regardless to whom or what? Yes, my word is bond, and my bond is life, and I shall give my life if my word shall fail. What is the meaning of FOI? fruit of Islam. This is the name given to the military training of men that belong to Islam in North America. What is the meaning of CAPTAIN and LIEUTENANT? Captain and lieutenant. Duty of the captain is to give orders to lieutenants. Lieutenant's duty is to teach and train the private soldiers. What's the meaning of MGT and GCC? Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. This is the name given to the women and girls that belong to Islam in North America, teaching them how to keep a home, how to raise children, how to keep a husband, how to sew, cook, clean, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. These training units were given by our prophet W.D. Farad. We go to 1 to 40 now. This is the meat. Who made the Holy Quran or Bible? How long ago? And would you tell us why does Islam renew her history every 25,000 years? The Holy Quran or Bible is made by the original people, which is Allah, supreme being, black man of Asia. The Quran expires in the year 9,800, 9,900, 9,000. The Quran expires in the year 25,000, 9,980 years from the date of this writing. Nation Islam is all wise and does everything right and exact. Planet Earth, home of Islam, is approximately 25,000 miles in circumference. So the wise man of the East, black man, makes his history or Quran equal to his home circumference, a year to every mile. Thus, every time his history lasts 25,000 years, he renews it for another 25,000 years. What is the circumference? 24,896 miles, approximately 25,000 square miles. What is the diameter? 7,926 miles. What is the total area square miles on planet Earth? 196,940,000 square miles. How much is the land and water? 57,255,000 square miles of land, 139,685,000 square miles of water. What is the total weight of the planet? Total weight of the planet is 6 sextillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. How fast the planet travels per hour? 1,037 1/3 miles per hour. What makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? The Earth is approximately covered underwater, approximately 3/4 the surface. Sun and moon have an attracting power on our planet which moves at a terrific speed of 1,037 1/3 miles on its way around the sun. The sun draws this water up, and Earth's rotation is called gravitation, and a fine mist the naked eye can hardly detect. So as this mist ascends higher and increasing with other mists of water in different currents of the atmosphere until she becomes heavier than gravitation, then she distills back to the earth in the form of drops of water or drops of ice, which depends on how heavy the mist was and the current of air was in. There's some layers and currents of air real cold and warm, and some very swift and changeable. So as this water strikes one of these cold currents, it becomes solid ice in small round drops in form, or in a light and fluffy form, which is called snow. But this water is not ever drawn above 6 miles from the Earth's surface by the sun and moon. The reason it rains back down on our planet is because not getting out of the Earth's atmosphere with its high speed of rotating around the sun, making it possible. Earthquakes are caused by the son of man by experimenting with high explosions. In fact, all that above is caused by the son of man. Why does the devil teach the 85% that a mystery God brings all this? To conceal the true God, which is the son of man, and make slaves the 85% by keeping him worshiping something he knows he will never see, invisible. 85% knows it rains, hails, and snows. Also hears thunder above his head. And I try to learn who it is that causes all this to happen by letting the 5% teach and believes the 10% on face value. Who is that mystery God? There's not a mystery God. The son of man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years, unable to find a mystery God. So they agree the only God is son of man, so they lose no time searching for that does not exist. Tell us, would you set up home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food, clothing, and shelter? Emphatically, no. Me and my people have been lost from home for 379 years. Have tried that mystery God for bread, clothing, and home, and all we received was hard times, hunger, nakedness, and out of doors. Also was beaten, killed by the ones that advocate for that kind of God. And no relief came to us until the Son of Man came to our aid in the name of our prophet, W.D. Farad. Tell us why the devil does not teach that. Because he desires to make slaves of all he can so he can rob them and live in luxury. But brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? They continue daily to teach the 85% that all this you see is rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes comes from that mystery God nobody able to see until he dies. This is believed by the 85%. The 10% know once man dies, will not be able to come back and tell the living whether he lied or not, because the dead is never known to return from the grave. All the history of Islam never reveals anything, that no man had ever been able to come back from physical death. But it is a chance for mental death, because the lost found are once dead mentally, but many of them revive from it. They're not physically dead, only mentally dead. And 14, who's the 85%? The uncivilized people, poison animal eaters, slave to mental death and tower, not who know who the almighty true and living God is, nor their origins in this world. So they worship that, they know not what. Easily led in the wrong direction, hard to be led in the right direction. Who is the 10%? The rich, slave makers of the poor. Teach the poor lies to believe the almighty true and living God is a spook in the sky, cannot be seen with the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. Who is the 5% in this poor part of the planet Earth? The poor righteous teachers do not believe in the teachings of the 10%, who are all wise and know who the almighty true and living God is, and teach that the almighty true and living God is supreme being, black man in Asia, and teach freedom, justice, and equality to all the human family of the planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people, also Muslims and Muslim sons. What is the meaning of civilization? One having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, cultural refinement, is not a savage in the pursuit of happiness. What is the duty of a civilized person? To teach the uncivilized, who are savage, civilization, righteousness, knowledge of himself, science, everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. If a civilized person does not perform his duty, what must be done? If a civilized person does not perform his duty, which is teaching civilization to others, then he must be punished with a severe punishment. Ezekiel chapter 3, 18th verse. When I say to a wicked man, surely die, and you don't warn him or speak out to dissuade him from his wrongdoing in order to save his life, that wicked man will die for his sin, and I will hold you accountable for his blood. St. Luke chapter 12, 47th verse. A servant who knows his master's will, does not get ready, does not do what his master wants, will be beaten with many stripes. What is the prescribed law of Islam? A said person with that ability. The civilized person is held responsible for the uncivilized and must be punished by the Nation of Islam. So loud. Self-savior doesn't know his lessons. Who was the founder of Unlike Attract and Like Repel? Original black man was a scientist by the name of Yaqub, born 20 miles from the holy city Mecca in the year 8400. How old was the founder? When Yaqub was 6 years old, while playing with two pieces of steel, he discovered one piece had magnetic and the other piece did not. Then he learned the piece of magnetic attracted the piece of magnetic did not have magnetic in it. Then he told his people when he's old enough, he would make a nation around, teach them technology, and they'd rule his people for 6,000 years. Tell us what he promised his nation that he would do. That he would make a devil, graft him of his own people, and teach him how to rule his people for 6,000 years. What was his idea of making devil? It was predicted to him that he would make devil 8,400 years before he's born, so he's born with a determined idea to make a people rule for 6,000 years. How long did it take him to make devil? 600 years he was in grafting devil and making him from the black man. What year was that? It was the year 8,400, which means from the date of our present history Quran, or about 2,600 years before the birth of the prophet Musa. What was the name of the place where he manufactured the devil? Pelon. Same place was called Patmos in Revelation chapter 1, 9th verse, an island situated in the Aegean Sea. And what rules and regulations, including all laws enforced while manufacturing the devil? Yaqub's first rule was to see that all his followers were healthy, strong, and good breeders. If not, he sent them back. All those he found were not good at multiplying, and they should marry by the age of 16. Next, Yaqub gave his people his law on birth control, which destroyed the like and saved the unlike. This law was given to which means kill the black babies and save the brown babies. This law was given to the doctors, the ministers, the nurses, and the cremators. The doctor's law is to examine all those that marry, and this was his law. All those desiring to marry must first be qualified by the doctor, who would in turn qualify or disqualify them to the minister. The minister would only marry the ones who were unlike. The nurse's law was to kill the black babies at birth by sticking a needle in the baby's brain, or sticking a pin in his head, or feed it to some wild beast, and tell the mother she was lucky she had a tell the The nurse's law was to kill the black babies at birth by sticking a needle in the baby's brain, feed it some wild beast, and tell the mother she had an angel baby and only been taken to heaven. And someday when the mother dies, the baby will secure a home for her in heaven. But save all the brown ones, tell the mother she was lucky she had a holy baby, and take good care of that baby and educate it, and someday it will be a great man. All the nurses, doctors, and ministers, Yaqub put them under a death penalty, all those who failed to carry out the law as it was given to them. Also the cremators who burned the black babies when the nurse brought it to them, also death for them if they reveal this secret. He also has rules and laws which are not mentioned in this lesson. Tell us why Yaqub is so successful in all his undertakings. Because the people or his followers obeyed Yaqub's laws. Regardless of what he told them to do, they did it. If not, they paid the price with their lives for every law they broke. Yaqub did not build prison houses to imprison his people. If one fell a victim to the law, the penalty was death and was enforced on anyone who fell a victim. Tell us what and how the devil is made. The devil is made from the original people by grafting, by separating the germs. In the black man's body there exists two germs, one a black germ and one a brown germ. With Yaqub's law on birth control, he separated the brown germ from the black man and grafted it to white by destroying the black germ. After following this process for 600 years, the germ became white and weak, was no more original. Also, by thinning his old blood, it became weak, was no more the same. Thus, this is the way that Yaqub made the devil. To make devil, what must you do first? To make devil, one must begin by grafting from the original. What is the mental and physical power of a real devil? The mental power of a devil is nothing in comparison to the original man. The devil has 6 ounces of brain, while the original man has 7 1/2 ounces of brain, which are original. The devil has 6 ounces of brain. They are grafted brains. Physical power of a devil is less than 1/3 that of the original man. Devil's weak blood and weak bone because he's been grafted from the original. Therefore, his mental and physical power is much weaker than the original man. What is devil? Any grafted man when weak and wicked or live grafted germ from the original is devil. And can you reform him, devil? No. The prophets have all tried to reform him, devil, but they were unable. So they agreed it cannot be done unless they graft him back to the original man, which takes 600 years. So instead of losing time grafting him back, they decided to take him off the planet. He who numbers only 1 to every 11 original people. Tell us the exact date of the expiration of the devil's civilization. Expired in 1914. Tell us the exact number of years, months, and days the devil being birthed on this planet. 6,020 years, 72,241 months, 2,197,351 days. What does the devil teach the 85%? That God is a righteous, unseen being, exists everywhere? Allah is the God in the earth, in the heavens above, and is just and true, and there's no unrighteousness in him, but is not unseen, is seen and heard everywhere, for he's the all-eye seeing. Then why did God make devil? To show forth and prove his power, that he was all wise and righteous, that he could make a devil who was weak and wicked, and give him the power to rule the earth for 6,000 years, and then destroy him in one day, without falling a victim to the devil's civilization. Otherwise, to show and prove Allah is the God, always has been, always will be. Tell us, do you hope to live to see the gods take the devil into hell in the very near future? Yes. I fast and pray that Allah, in the name of our Prophet, WD Farad, that I live to see the hereafter, when Allah, in his own good time, takes the devil off our planet. And what will be your reward regarding destruction of the devil? Peace and happiness. I give all that I have and all within my power to see this day for which I have waited 379 years. This lesson number 2 was given by our Prophet, WD Farad. It contains 40 questions answered by Elijah Muhammad, one of the lost founds in the wilderness of North America, February 20th, 1934. Total area of square miles on the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles. Circumference is 24,896 miles, approximately 25,000 square miles. Diameter, 7,926 miles. Total area of land is 57,255,000 square miles. Total area of water, 139,685,000 square miles. Pacific Ocean covers 68,634,000 square miles. The Atlantic Ocean covers 41,321,000 square miles. Indian Ocean covers 29,430,000 square miles. Lakes and rivers, 1 million square miles. Hills and mountains are 14 million square miles. Islands are 1,910,000 square miles. Deserts are 4,861,000 square miles. Mount Everest is 29,141 feet high. Producing land is 29 million square miles. Total weight of the planet is 6 sextillion tons. Unit fall by 21 ciphers. Earth's 93 million miles from the sun. Earth travels at a rate of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour. Light travels at the rate of 186,000 miles per second. Sound travels at the rate of 1,120 feet per second. The diameter of the sun is 853,000 miles. Solar facts. Mercury's 36 million miles from the sun. Venus is 67 million miles from the sun. Earth is 93 million miles from the sun. Mars 142 million miles from the sun. Jupiter's 483 million miles from the sun. Saturn's 886 million miles from the sun. Uranus is 1,783 million miles from the sun. Neptune is 2,793 million miles from the sun. Plutone is 3,680 million miles from the sun. Does that cover solar fact? So let's cover supreme math, right? What do we do first? Supreme math, 12 joules. Alphabet, 1 to 10, 1 to 36, 1 to 14, 1 to 40, actual facts, and solar facts. What are we going to do next? Problem number 13. After learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics, it stands true. You can always prove it in no limited time. Then you must learn to use to secure some benefit while you are living. That is luxury, money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. Sit yourself in heaven at once. That is the greatest desire of your brother and teacher. Now you must speak the language so you can use your mathematical theology in the proper term. Otherwise, you will not be successful unless you do speak well, for she knows all about you. Secretary of Islam offers a reward to the best and neatest worker of this problem. There are 26 letters in the language, and if a student learns 1 letter per day, how long will it take them to learn 26 letters, 10 numbers in the mathematical language? Then how long will it take a student to learn the whole 10 numbers at the above rate? The average man speaks 400 words considerably well. If 1/100th of a cubic inch contains 200 million atoms and the total atmosphere weighs 11 2/3 quintillion pounds, 1/3 of the 11 2/3 quintillion pounds equals atoms. Mr. Muhammad cracked one atom into 10 million parts. Now Mr. Sharif wants to know, how much does 1/3 of a cracked atom weigh? A sheep contains 14 square feet. 1/10 of 1 square inch contains 10,000 hairs. And how many will the 14 square feet contain? You say whatever you want about me. You can't say Sean. You can't say self-savior. Doesn't know his lessons. There it is for you. Very, very near correctly. Peace.